guys. All right, so guess what? It is day 98 of 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself. And this one's good. Not my favorite, but I understand the science behind it. In fact, some of the science behind it is what I share in my coaching practice with women whom I coach. So, hey Bonnie, hi. Bonnie, you're going to love this one. I got some Hannah-isms in this one. All right, so without further ado, I'm just diving right in. So this one is called Read Yourself a Story. And the author starts off by talking about Abraham Lincoln. And he says that with Abe Lincoln, he used to drive his law partners crazy because he would come in the office every morning with the daily newspaper and he would totally read the newspaper to himself aloud. Like, didn't even care. And the reason that he did that was he discovered that when he read things out loud, he remembered and retained what he was reading twice as much when he read it aloud than when he read it silently. And not only that, but he discovered that he would retain it for a much longer duration of time. Isn't that so interesting that, if you think about it, as children we did it and, we probably incredibly benefited from it, and clearly we've gotten off away from doing that. But he said that he goes on to say that perhaps it was because Lincoln was employing his second sense, the sense of hearing, and a second activity, the activity of speaking, which made his reading so much more memorable to him. I just think that's so interesting. And the rest of this chapter, he goes on, quoting other famous studies that they've done where they have found that, there is a correlation between our subconscious and our conscious mind where there's a point where we can activate our reticular activating system, which is enacted the minute we hear and speak something. So my life coach, Hannah Keeley, teaches us something when she has a class that I took in January and she does it every quarter and it's called Mom Boot Camp. And during the boot camp, she teaches us how to do affirmations to step into our divine destiny. And in so doing, she teaches us this method called the Hear It, Speak It method. And the Hear It, Speak It method is exactly what Abe Lincoln is doing here. He is reading something, speaking it, and hearing it. And by way of doing this, he's retaining it far beyond any other way that if he'd just, been reading it. So the point of this chapter is this. If there's something critical that you have to do or you have to know, get alone with yourself and just totally read it. He talks at the end, I'm going to read you this last little paragraph at the end because this is a little motivational sentiment that he leaves from one of his favorite pieces of writing that he likes to read aloud in chapter 16 of Og Mandino's The Greatest Salesman in the World. I don't know, maybe you guys are familiar with this literature. Here is part of it, which you may read now while reading silently to yourself or being read to on Facebook. However, if you want a real shot of adrenaline to your spirit, he says, I recommend you mark this page and when you're alone, read it like President Lincoln. So here's what he suggests that we read. It's going to be a little bit corny, but I'm doing it for you guys. I will act now. I will act now. I will act now. Henceforth, I will repeat these words again and again, each hour, each day, every day, until the words become a habit as my breathing and the actions which follow become as instinctive as the blinking of my eyelids. With these words, I can condition my mind to perform every act necessary for my success. With these words, I can condition my mind to meet every challenge. So the moral of the story is this. You have this innate ability to really comprehend if you do the things that your body's meant to do in order to truly comprehend, and that is to read it, speak it, and hear it. And by doing those things, you will actually, understand it and be able to live it and apply it to your life to the extent that you want to. So there you go. That was day 98. Like I said, not my favorite, but it was also something I was actively familiar with and participating with on a daily basis. So tomorrow is day 99, and I love it because it involves laughter. I need some of that. Have a good day, everyone.